Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Marshall High School proudly presents to you In Case You Missed Psychology. The crowd goes wild. Hey, if you're watching this, that means you missed psychology today, and that is okay. I hope you're doing super awesome, like better than yesterday, even like seriously rocking a positive life. I hope those around you are healthy and well, and I hope that you have all your favorite snacks and your favorite TV show has tons of episodes left. There you go. Santa Seep. Hopes you have those things. So anyway, today is Wednesday, January 13th, and I'm going to run you through what we did today, and I'm also going to give you some reminders right up front here. We're going to get some cute small animal pictures on the first couple pages, and we're going to run you through some practical issues of sleep today. So, reminders. Today is the day, fam. The Dream Project is due. We have been working on this since the beginning of December, maybe the very end of November. I think right after Thanksgiving, actually. Holy cow, that's a long time ago. Wow. It's due today by midnight. I've gotten quite a few already. I appreciate you guys are on the ball. So if you're one of those people, there you go. If you're not so on the ball, give me that thing. Give me that bad boy. Get it to me now. Get it to me now. Now. Anyway, get it to me now. If you're having any questions or problems with it, I am going to be available, man. I'm going to stay awake. I'm going to make sure and be available to you guys. Yeah. Anything else that you have that you owe me, that's due by midnight on Friday. And remember, I told you, that's a pretty hard deadline. But if you're having problems, if there's issues, I can maybe extend it. But you have to reach out to me. You have to send me a chat and an email asking for permission. Okay. I'm trying to teach you guys not only to get your stuff done and hit deadlines, but maybe advocate for yourself. If you don't ask me to turn something in late, don't you dare turn something in on Sunday morning. All right. I want to have my grades done on Sunday evening, if at all possible. I want to be able to post things and be done and walk in on Monday and worry about second semester. On that note, make sure you're checking your schedule for next week, all A-days for third quarter. So make sure you know your A-day schedule, and I'm sure teachers will be creating the classrooms and sending you out the invitations and stuff soon. Other than that, if you have questions, please ask. Last but not least, we are going to take a test on Friday on the things from this unit, the things we've been talking about for the last 2 weeks. So please do take in mind that will be the last grade that goes in the grade book for the quarter. And you don't want to eat a zero on that. So I hope to see you in class on Friday, or at least contacting me to get the link. So like I said, today we're going to look at practical issues in sleep, and we're going to talk a little bit about nightmares and night terrors. But again, let me know if you're having any issues, okay? All right, so this first couple slides are going to be pretty simple, but they're kind of important. So practical issues in sleep. When I talk about practical issues, I'm talking about like things that basically everybody needs or everybody may differ a little bit on, okay? And so obviously, I think you're aware that sleep patterns change with age. And so I looked up kind of some of the differences over time and sleep needs and stuff like that, and some of the big things that stand in our way. Obviously, when it comes to sleep, some of the big things that stand in our way are stress or caffeine or illness or all kinds of different anxieties and things like that. We're actually going to talk about a bunch of sleep disorders tomorrow, or parasomnias. Yeah, that's right. Parasomnias tomorrow, where we're going to look at insomnia. We're going to look at restless leg. We're going to look at sleep paralysis. We're going to talk about sleep apnea and narcolepsy and all those different things. But today I wanted to talk a little bit about sleep patterns. Once you get to sleep, what do you need and what is best? Okay. And so, like I said, it changes with age. Babies sleep a lot. Okay. We're talking like 18 to 20 hours a day they sleep if they're allowed to do that. You've got to let babies sleep. It's important to their brain growth and their body growth and things like that. Babies are actually in REM sleep more often than anybody else is. They spend a higher percentage of sleep time in REM than kids, teens, adults, seniors. Okay. And so that sleep is really important, and that REM sleep is obviously really important to development. Now, this begs me to ask the question, what do babies dream about? Like, when they're in REM sleep, what are they dreaming about? They don't know anything. Are they just dreaming about like peekaboo? Are they dreaming about like their crib? I don't always get that, but babies are in REM more often. Teens need more regular sleep. We're talking like that 8 to 10 hour. There's actually a graphic on my next slide that tells you how many hours of sleep you're supposed to get. But with teens, it's more about regular sleep and a schedule and sticking to that schedule. In order for you to function, grow, and all those things the best you should really be going like 10 to 6, 10 to 7 every day. I'm not talking about varying up your schedule on Friday because someone's having a party or you got to work till midnight, or Saturday because you're just going to stay up and play video games until 3 a.m. To function at your best, you're really supposed to stay at the same schedule all the time. And that's really honestly kind of true of everybody. The older that you get, the less deep sleep you need, the less recharging, growing sleep you need, because you ain't growing anymore. As a matter of fact, you're ungrowing. We'll go with that. Ungrowing. It's a word now. Love it. Use it. Tell people I didn't tell you to do it. Okay. But older people don't sleep as much because they don't need as much deep sleep. Some of you guys might have that grandparent who they seem like they're up all the time. They're making coffee at 4 a.m. because they just woke up and they didn't go to bed that early. So that's actually very normal. One of the big problems we have at all ages is we do this thing called social entrainment. Entrainment is where you change your sleep schedule from day to day. But social entrainment is when we alter our sleep schedule and sleep rhythms for social purposes, to go to that party, to hang out with those friends. Oh man, the movie starts at 9:45. We're not going to get home until 12. All right, but that's okay. I'll just sleep in tomorrow. Again, that regular sleep is really important. It's not just about getting the hours. It's also about getting the schedule. Your body, just the homeostasis, that home base for your body, works better if you're on a regular schedule. Okay. All right. Now, people's sleep needs obviously differ. And I put on this slide the teens, you guys need more sleep than I do. Okay. You probably get less than I do. That too much sleep doesn't really help. Actually, they found this study that claims that people that are 12 hours or more of sleep a day tend to die younger. It's inactivity. Usually there's we talked about correlation and causation. There's a correlation in people that sleep really long tend to have weight issues and also heart, respiratory, diabetes issues. Again, it's not causation. There's correlation. We don't know for sure. So I put this chart on the side and you'll see that it says school-age children between the ages of 6 and 13. Really, they recommend 9 to 11 hours of sleep in it. That's so much. That is so much sleep. Okay, so when you were in middle school, I suppose 7th grade, you'd been 13. Yeah. You're supposed to be getting 11 hours of sleep a night, which means you go to bed at 8 o'clock at night to wake up at 7 to get to school. That's crazy. Crazy. As a teenager, which you guys are in right now, for the most part, you're supposed to get 8 to 10 hours of sleep a night. I'm curious how many of you guys actually get 8 to 10 hours of sleep a night. I don't know. I'm going to ask in class. We'll see what everybody says. Young adults, 18 to 25, so college age and slightly beyond, it's 7 to 9. My age bracket is 7 to 9, and then the number drops a little bit when you get above that age. Still pretty close, but drops a little bit. So there's what they're recommending. Now think about that versus what you get, what your little brothers and sisters may get, what your slightly older brothers and sisters might get. And I think you'll find that most of us, one of the real problems that we have is we're not getting enough sleep. We're not getting enough relaxation. We're not getting enough recharging. And so we have maybe some problems that could be avoided if we got enough sleep. Your machine would work better. Okay. Last topic for today was nightmares versus night terrors. Now I'm going to talk about nightmares first. That information is on the left, and the night terror information. Wait, my hands are flipped on this. Dang it. The nightmare information is on this side. Sorry about that. The night terror information is on this side. Sorry about that. So again, nightmares, night terrors. God, it's like working in a mirror. It's weird. Okay, so nightmares are frightening dreams that occur during REM. Now, I emphasize that REM for a really important reason. That means that you are paralyzed. That means that you are not acting out. You are not thrashing. You may make sounds, you may say words, but you're not yelling and screaming and vocalizing every word that happens during that dream. Okay, that is not happening. All right, and so really, the science, the surveys, the interviews, they claim that only about 1 in 20 people have a nightmare a week. Now, I've actually seen some studies that claim that number is actually going up, and it's closer to 10% now, that for reasons involved in American life and world life now, more stress, more anxiety, more this, more that, people are tending to have more nightmares now than maybe they were a chunk of years ago. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm actually going to go in and I'm going to do this. 5 to 10%. We're gonna adjust our statistics on the spot. I didn't make that up, I promise. Okay, but that seems weird because I feel like a lot of you guys talk about having a lot of nightmares, and so if only 1 in 20 or 1 in 10 people is having a nightmare a week or remembering a nightmare a week, is it just that you're unlucky? Do you have more anxiety? Do you have more stress? I mean, I know being a high school kid is stressful. Please don't get me wrong. I'm never going to tell you guys life is easy. You got stuff, man. You got stuff. So. But that indicates to me, one, that nightmares are less prevalent than other dreams, but also that maybe people aren't remembering or they're interviewing or surveying not the best people. All right. Now, some other issues with this. First of all, I'm going to skip to the bottom. Nightmares are no indication of a problem. Okay. A random nightmare or two, not a big deal. Now, if you're having constant, really serious, bad nightmares, that could be some trauma-related stuff. That could be some PTSD-related stuff. And those are going to be a little bit different. But we are more likely to we're more likely to have a nightmare if we miss REM sleep a night before. And so if like you don't sleep enough tonight and then you sleep a normal night, you're going to have this thing called REM rebound. It's an increase in the number of REM cycles in a night to make up for sleep loss. It's for REM lost. You can't make up for sleep, but you can make up for REM. And so this is actually really common in people that are alcoholics, because when you drink a lot of alcohol, it blocks REM sleep. But then when they have a night where they haven't drank, they'll have twice as many REMs. So they drink for 2 nights, and then they have a night where they don't drink. They'll have 3 times as many, or don't drink as heavily, I should say. They'll have 3 times as many REM dreams. All right, so kind of take those things in mind. Okay, again, no indicator of a problem, no bad activities. Now, night terrors are different. These are really common in kids. They're not that odd for kids. Actually, they claim that if kids are having them a lot, it could be a sign of stress. It could be a sign that their sleep cycle's all messed up, that they're not getting regular good sleep, and maybe something is at the core of that, unless there's some childhood trauma. But they're also known as incubus attacks, and they're horrible dreams that occur during NREM, non-rapid eye movement, when the body isn't prepared for it. Key thing, not paralyzed. You'll yell, you'll scream, you'll sleepwalk, you'll shout, you'll swing, you'll hit. If in your dream there's a monster and you're punching at the monster, you're probably punching at something for real. I've read studies where that when someone tried to wake someone up by tapping them on the shoulder, they became the monster and they got hit. There's actually people who have not killed people that I've found. Somebody tried to use it as a legal defense, didn't work. But where hit spouses or pushed down their children or broke things in their house, and they cause really violent physical changes like spikes in heart rate, spikes in breathing, spikes in perspiration. People have hurt themselves. They've broken hands. They've broken legs trying to get away from things. They've busted things. So in adults, they're not as common. Okay. They've actually found that some of the reasons why adults might have them, they're really heavily linked to like mood disorders like depression and mania and bipolar, but also the people that are under really heavy long-term stress and people that had serious trauma in their backgrounds are more likely to have night terrors than people who don't. Okay. Now, a lot of times these are treated through therapy. Sometimes they give these people sedatives to help them sleep that kind of make their sleep deeper and heavier and harder to have these things. So that's really what we covered today. If you have any questions about anything, please make sure and let me know. Reach out, ask for help. Remember the deadlines, get the dream project in. Have a great day.